Glorified be the name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh O Elohim. Glorified be His only begotten, Mashiach Yahushai. Glorified be the Rakakadash, Holy Spirit. Greetings to the Israelites, hopefully legs, and all the good people of the earth. Alright, we're going to do another video here. We're going to do chapter 23 and 24 in Genesis. Sarah's death and burial, and the marriage of Isaac and Rebekah. You know, because we got to set the record straight. And after that, I'm going to work on one last video, and that should call it a night. Okay. Sarah lived 127 years. This was the length of Sarah's life, and Sarah died at Kirath Arba, that is in Hebron, in the land of Canaan. And Abraham went in to mourn Sarah and to weep for her. Abraham rose up and beside his dead, and said to the Hittites, I am a stranger and an alien, resident among you. Give me property among you for a burying place, so that I may bury my dead out of my sight. The Hittites answered Abraham, Hear us, my lord. You are mighty prince among us. Bury your dead in the choices of our burial place. None of us will withhold from you any burial ground for burying your dead. Abraham rose and bowed to the Hittites, the people of the land, and he said to them, If you are willing, then I should bury my dead out of my sight. Hear me, and entreat for me Ephron, son of Sorar, so that he may give me the cave of Machpelah, which he owns. It is at the end of the field. For the full price, let him give it to me in your presence as a possession for the burying place. Now Ephron was sitting amongst the Hittites, and Ephron and the Hittite answered Abraham in the hearing of the Hittites, of all who went in the gates of the city. No, my lord, hear me. I give you the field, and I give you the cave that is in it. In the presence of my people, I give it to you. Bury your dead. Then Abraham bowed down before the people of the land. He said to Ephron, If in the hearing of the people of the land, if you only will listen to me, I will give the price of the field. Accept it from me, so that I may bury my dead there. Okay, I'm going to real quick, man, because then I'll finish after. First of all, okay, you know what Sarah means. Sarah means a righteous woman, you know what I'm saying, a princess of royalty and ministry, like, you know, like Josh Rolla, you know what I'm saying, like a bride, a righteous bride, okay, and she died, right, and she died in what, in Kirk Arba, you know what I'm saying, that is what, the city, that's the city of the fort, that's the city of fort in Hebron. That means in where there was where he beheld a strong bond, you know what I'm saying, and the whole city of Fort is what, the sun and the moon, because they were born on the fourth day. And see, Abraham means father of nations. So then the righteous way already started dying there. You know what I'm saying? You can understand it throughout the history, man. Man keeps reverting to the same shit, man. Let's proceed. So then he said, and see, and you know, canonize means already, you know, to call upon, witchcraft, sorcerer, you know what I'm saying? And he ties, you know, it's snakes to stomp on. And let's see what else over here. Okay, and Nohar, okay, Ephraim means fruitful, you know what I'm saying? And Nohar means and Sohar, you know what I'm saying? That's you know, what he writes it, you know what I'm saying? Fruit multiply, you know what I'm saying? Pretty connected to pretty much. And Machpelah is double divided, you know what I'm saying? So let's proceed, okay? So now he says, My lord, listen to me, a place of the land worth 400 shekels of silver. What is that between you and me? Bury your dead. Abraham agreed with Ephron, and Abraham agreed out for Ephron the silver that he had named in the hearing of all the Hittites. Yeah, the silver, you know, the moon represents the silver. You know what I'm saying? Ephron is what, the multiple, see, in the assembly of the Hittites, of the people of earth. So in the field of Ephron, in Machpelah, you know what I'm saying? Machpelah is double, which is split, which is divided, you know, which was to the east of Mamre, you know what I'm saying? And Mamre means the Tebet tree, you know what I'm saying? A Tebet tree, you know. Mashak talk about that tree, you know what I'm saying? It's the wrong route. A Terebet tree, there you go. Now it says, and it's in the east of Mamre, the field with the cave that was in it, and all the trees that were in the field. Yeah, that's a show. Okay, throughout its whole area, passed to Abraham as a possession in the presence of the Hittites, in the presence of all who went in all the gates of his city. After this, Abraham buried Sarah his wife in the caves of the field of Machpelah. Like I said, Machpelah means double split. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Facing Mamre, you know, that's the territory in Hebron. You know what I'm saying? And that's the strong binding. You know what I'm saying? You know, the field and the cave that is in it passes from Hittites into Abraham's possession as a burying place. All right, so there you go. See, so all nations are pretty much being buried going to shore. I'm going to do next part right here. Marriage of Isaac, okay, and Rebekah. Now, remember that Rebekah means to bond. You know what I'm saying? Bounded, binded. You know what I mean? Oh, and Hittites means silver belonging to the vineyard of silver, man, of Queen of Heaven vibration. I see that to this day, it's going strong. The marriage of Isaac and Rebekah. Now Abraham was old, well advanced in years, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. Abraham said to his servant, the oldest of his house, who had charge of all that he had, put your hand under my thigh, and I will make you swear by the name of Yahweh, O Elohim, of the heavens and earth, that you will not get a wife for my son or from the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I live. He was living amongst the heathens, but will go to my country and to my kindred, you know what I'm saying, and get in, which was also pagan. Remember, he came out of Mesopotamia, you know what I'm saying. You know, the covenant really didn't start with like after Moses spread the people, and with Jacob, and then we'll proceed, man. You know, we'll get to ahead now. Okay, perhaps the woman may not. He said we'll go. He said, "I'm whom I live." He said, "Amongst the Canaanites who I live, but of my kindred, and get a wife for my son Isaac." The servant said to him, perhaps the woman may not be willing to follow me to this land. Must I take your son back to the land from which you come? Abraham said to him, see to it that you do not take my son back there. Yahweh Elohim of the heavens, who took me from my father's house and from the land of my birth, and who spoke to me and swore to me, to your offsprings I will give this land. He will send his angel before you, and you shall take a wife for my son from there. But if the woman is not willing to follow you, then you will be free from this oath of mine. Only you must not take my son back there. So the servant put his hands under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him concerning this matter. Then the servant took 10 of his master's camels and departed, taking all kinds of choice gifts from his master. And he set out and went to Aram Nahamaram, to the city of Nahor. He made the camels kneel down outside the city by the well of water. It was towards the evening, the time when women go out to draw water. After he said, O Yahweh Elohim of my master Abraham, please grant me success today and show steady fast love to my master Abraham. I am standing here by the spring of water, and the daughters of the townspeople are coming out of the draw water. Let the girl to whom I shall say, please offer your jar that I may drink, and who will say, drink, and I will water your camels. Let her be the one whom you have appointed for your servant Isaac. By this I shall know that you have shown steady fast love to my master. Okay, stop this real quick. Okay, first of all, Aram Nahataram means Mesopotamia, right? Saying, and Nahor means people snoring, means people are sleeping, people are stupid, man. Idolatry, man. That's where Babylon came from, man. Okay, now see, here you go. Remember, he took Abraham out of the land of the idols. Now let's see. Before he had finished speaking, there was Rebekah. Rebekah means bonding. You know what I'm saying? To tie, to bind. So he goes. Rebekah, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, and the wife of Nahor. You know what I'm saying? Nahor, like I mean, it's a snoring. You know what I'm saying? So basically, dead. Spiritual dead people. Milcah is queen. You know what I'm saying? Queen of heaven vibration, pretty much like the moon. You know what I'm saying? Goddess. Fertility. Milcah and okay, so you go. Rebekah, and Bethuel is the house of God. You know what I'm saying? So it's the house of God of pretty much the house of God of the house of the goddess. Queen of heaven vibration. Because Babylon's two gods were the sun and the moon. Nimrod and Semiramis, pretty much. Okay, let's proceed. So he said, Abraham's brother coming out with her water jar on her shoulders. The girl was very fair to look upon, a virgin whom no man had known. She went down to the spring, filled her jar, and came up. Then the servant ran to meet her and said, please let me sip a little water from your jar. Drink, my lord, she said, and quickly lowered her jar upon her and gave him drink. When she had finished giving him a drink, she said, I will draw for your camels also until they have finished drinking. So she quickly emptied her jar and and drew and ran again to well the draw, and she drew for all his camels. The man gazed at her in silence to learn whether or not the Most High had made his journey successful. When the camels had finished drinking, the man looked and took a gold nose ring weighing a half shekel and two bracelets for her arms weighing 10 gold shekels. Tell me, whose daughter are you? Is there room in your father's house for us to spend the night? She said to him, I am the daughter of Betuel's son of Milcom, who she bore in Nahor. Okay, remember in Proverbs and also in one of the Psalms it said that a nose ring on a pig, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like basically, it already respect to the house of idols, because remember he came from idolism, you know what I'm saying? Okay, hold on. Okay, now let's go. Hold on. Over that. Okay, here you go. And so she said, right, see, cause look, she said once again, Bethel is the house of God, saying of Milcah, that's Queen of Heaven, whom she bore to Nahor, who she had from the snorting, saying, people, some moon, Babylon basically. We have plenty of straws and fodder and place to spend the night. The man bowed his head and blessed the Most High. Let it be the Most High of my Elohim, of my master. Abraham was not forsaken his steadfast love and his faithfulness towards my servant. As for me, the Lord has led me on the way to the house of the master's king. Right? Here you go. Then the girl ran and told her brother's household about these things. Rebekah had a brother whose name was Laban, which La means disregard, you know what I'm saying? And Ban is it's done, it's strong, so strong disregard, you know what I'm saying? Laban is, so let's proceed. Okay, so strong disregard basically, and ran out to the man to the spring as soon as he had seen the nose ring and the bracelet on his sister's arms, and when he had heard the words of his sister Rebekah, thus the man spoke to me. He went to the man, and there was standing by the camels of the spring. He said, Come in, O blessed of the Most High. Why do you stand outside when I have prepared the house and a place for the camels? So the man came into the house, and Laban unloaded the camels and gave him straws and fodders for the camel, water to wash his feet and the feet of the men who were with him. Then food was set before him to eat, but he said, I will not eat until I have then he told, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, speak on it. He said, I am Abraham's servant. The Most High has greatly blessed my master, and he has become wealthy. He has given him flocks and herds, silver and gold, male and female slaves, camels and donkeys. And Sarah, my master's wife, bore a son to my master when he was old, and he was giving him all that he has. My master made me swear, saying, You shall not take a wife for my son from the daughters of the Canaanites, in whom land I live, but you shall go to my father's house, to my kindred, and get a wife for my son. I said to my master, Perhaps the woman will not follow me. But he said to me, The Most High, before him I walk, will send his angel with you and make your way successful. You shall get a wife for my son from my kindred and from my father's house. Then you shall be free from your oath when you come to my kindred. Even if they will not give her to you, you will be free from your oath, right? I came today to the spring in the Most High, Yahweh Elohim, of my master Abraham. If now you will only make successful the way I am going, I am standing here before you. Please give me a little water from your jar to drink, and who will say that to me? Drink, and I will draw your camels. Also, let her be the woman whom the Lord has appointed for my master's daughter, right? My master's son. Before I had finished speaking in my heart, there was Rebekah coming out with her water jar on her shoulders, and she went down to the spring and drew, and I said to her, Please let me drink. She quickly let down her jar from her shoulders and said, Drink, and I will also water your camels. So I drank, and she also watered the camels. Then I asked her, Whose daughter are you? She said, The daughter of Bethel, Nahor, son of Milcah. Okay, she's in bondage to once again, I gotta say, what I'm saying, the house of snorting, what I'm saying, the daughter of the Queen of Heaven vibration, what I'm saying, and besides too, she waters down, the moon controls the tides of the water, what I'm saying, and over there the camels over there in the east, they have that female Mother Earth vibration, man. Okay, so now okay, here goes, and she's snoring under under the water. Okay, blessed is the Most High, my master Abraham, who led me by the right way to obtain the daughter of my master's kinsman. Now then, if you will deal loyally and truly with my master, tell me, and not, if not, tell me, so that I may turn either to the right hand or to the left. Then Laban and Bethel answered, the thing comes from, and Bethel means white too, you know what I'm saying? So Laban and Bethel answered, see, the thing comes from the Lord. We cannot speak to you anything bad or good. Look, Rebekah is before you. Take her and go and let her be a wife of your master's son, as the Most High has spoken. Basically, you know what I'm saying, he made a bond with the sun and the moon, you know what I'm saying? Because over there they sun moon worship, and they were sun moon worshiping still. When Abraham's servant heard their words, he bowed himself to the ground before her, and the servant brought out jewelry of silver and gold and garments and gave them to Rebekah, silver and gold. See, he also gave to her brother, gave to her brother and to her mother costly ornaments. Then he and the man who went idols, you know what I'm saying, and ate and drank, and they spent the night. Then they rose in the morning. They sent me back to my master. Her brother and her mother said, let the girl remain with us while at least 10 days. After that she may go. But he said to them, do not delay, since the Most High has made my journey successful. Let me go, that I may go to my master. They said, we will call the girl and ask her. And they called Rebekah, and she said, will you go with this man? She said, I will. So they sent her away, their sisters Rebekah and her nurse, along with Abraham's servant and his men. And they blessed Rebekah and said to her, may you, our sister, become thousands of marriage. That means to be plentiful. To be marriage means to multiply. You know what I'm saying? So basically, the sun and the moon send Rebekah, who's bond, you know what I'm saying, with the servant. So basically, they send, you know, they sent to tie to they married to the nations, basically, to bond you. May your offspring gain possessions of the gates of their foes. Then Rebekah and her maids rose up, mounted the camels, and followed the man. Thus the servant took Rebekah and went his way. Now Isaac had come from Ber Lahai, which means the wall of him that lives and sees. You know what I'm saying? The well of him that sees and lives. That's the sun, all seeing night, right? You know? And it was settled in Negeb, you know what I'm saying, which is the desert. Isaac went out in the evening to walk in the field, and looking up, he saw camels coming. And Rebekah looked up, and when she saw Isaac, she slipped quickly from the camel and said to the servant, who is the man over there, walking in the field to meet us? The servant said, it is my master. So she took her veil and covered herself, and the servant told Isaac all the things that he had done. Then Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent. He took Rebekah, and she became his wife, and he loved her. So Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Okay, he took her to Rebekah's tent. I mean, he took her he put her in the same regards, because Sarah is a righteous princess, you know what I'm saying, of righteous ministry. So he put Rebekah, basically sun and moon worshiping, a bond with that to supplant the right way. Okay, so that's the end of that. I hope that will edify. Most High be with one more video, chapter 25 and 26, Genesis, and Shalom.